What's up, everyone? Gerald here with a Novice Angler. Anyway, as of last week, I received my very first viewer's request from a guy named James. He wanted me to do a video on how I tie my catfish rig, the Dropshot. It's the same rig that I've been using to catch all my catfish. Personally, I think it's a lot more effective than using your traditional slip sinker rig. The nice thing about the Dropshot, it keeps your bait suspended off the bottom. So anyway, hopefully this video will help you out, and thank you very much for your request and suggestions. Folks, well, this is how I tie the Dropshot, the Catfish Dropshot. Typically, this is what I use. I like to use a 20-pound fluorocarbon as my leader. But for demonstration purposes, let's use some twine, some ridiculously oversized hook that I found in the catfish's mouth that I caught. And to me, this is overkill, especially if it's just a pond fishing. But anyway, this is how I do the drop shot. Typically, I like to start off with about 2 feet of line, and with that, I like to put the line right through the front of the hook until it's about halfway in there. Then what you want to do is that you want to grab your tag end and run it back through. There we go. Now once you pull it back through, you have this loop. Grab a hold of that loop, and you want to make it into an overhand knot. Push the loop right through. Then you want to push the hook right through that loop, and you want to pull it tight. Of course, if this is a fishing line, you want to moisten it, but this is just a piece of twine, so after you push it through, you want to pull it tight. And this, folks, is what you call a polymer knot. One of the knots that I've learned over the past summer, extremely strong knot. Nice thing about this knot is that it's not going to budge or slip on you. Now, typically, if this is a drop shot for a bass, all you need to do is just make a loop right here and a loop right here. But since this is a drop shot that's made for a catfish, what I like to do is that I like to grab at least about 2 inches from the hook, 2 inches of line. Then what I like to do is I like to make several overhand knots. Typically, I like to do at least about 4, but for this video, we'll just do 3. And you want to pull it tight. And that, folks, is called the dropper loop. And another thing that I like to do is I like to grab your tag end and your running line, You want to pinch it together like this, and I like to give it several twists, maybe about 4 times. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now once you do that, you're left with this opening in the center where you want to grab your hook and you want to run it through all the way up to the knot. Once you do that, you want to pull it tight. And that, folks, that is called a T-knot. Now, once that's done, you want to grab your tag end and you want to make a loop. You want to do an overhand loop knot. Grab the loop and pull it tight. That is your overhand loop knot. This is the part that I like to use. I like to connect it to the swivel, and once you determine on how long you want your hook to be suspended off the bottom, you cut it. Well, what I like to do is that before you cut it, I like to use the figure 8 knot personally. The figure 8 knot is a lot more stronger of a loop knot, and it doesn't budge, it doesn't slip. From here, you just need to cut it off. And there you are, folks. This is your Dropshot, your Catfish Dropshot. And the nice thing about having this loop at the bottom, it allows you to change out your sinkers to whatever weight that you want. This one is a 1 ounce bank sinker. Typically I don't even use that much. I use maybe about a ½ ounce. I found it, especially if I'm just fishing in ponds or lakes, that I typically don't need it to be too heavy. I'm not fishing it in a river, but you want to run the loop right through the eye, push the sinker right through the loop, and you want to pull it tight. There it is, folks. That is your finished Catfish Dropshot rig. Anyway, James, thank you very much for the suggestion. And guys, if you guys like this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and thank you very much, folks. Talk to you later.